Hi there, I'm Rachel, otherwise known as Mac, and we're back again today with another Sims 4 speed build. So if you're new to my channel, what I'm doing is I'm recreating classic lots and households from the earlier Sims games and filling the Newcrest neighbourhood in The Sims 4 with all these iconic characters and lots and houses. You may have already seen the rebuild of Don Lothario's Condo, and I mentioned on there that I'd rebuilt the Caliente's house as well. So this is what we're watching today. So I struggle at the start here just getting the sizing right. I should say this is actually the second time that I built this lot. I think I mentioned it before, but basically for the first time ever, once I'd started recording all of this for YouTube, my save file got corrupted and I lost, I think, all but one lot that I'd built. So this is the second time I'd built it. And I did make a few changes, and actually I do think I improved it from when I first did it. So maybe it was a blessing in disguise that I lost my save file. So back in The Sims 2, I don't really recall playing with the Calientes a lot, but I remember always thinking they looked really cool and they had a great house. I think I was probably a bit young to really understand the whole Caliente Don Lothario storyline. But yeah, I really enjoyed recreating this house. I remember when I played it when I was younger, I was like, oh, I'd love to live in a house like this. It just looks so cool. So I think before I even started filming this, I actually replicated the palm tree effect going down the side there. If you've watched my Don Lothario's house speed build, you'll know that I said I really like the idea that this is sort of like an affluent area where they've sort of like shipped in these palm trees and really tried to make it look glamorous, and obviously because it's sort of lending itself to being a whole neighborhood, I have used the same sort of style of the white brick with the black windows, just to make it look right next to Don's house. But obviously there are a few things that are different about the Calientes. For a start, there's an extra floor, and it's a little bit bigger. I did actually give them a garden as well, just like Don. And yeah, I don't think they had a garden in the original either, but I think these lots are such a great size that you couldn't just have sort of the condo at the front and then not have a pool or a garden at the back, even though they do have all this balcony space. So with the Caliente's house, I did the same layout as the original, but in terms of like the style, I didn't follow it at all. So if you're looking for a replica of what was in The Sims 2, yeah, this isn't the place for it. In my mind, I really wanted to build them like, an Instagram influencer worthy kind of house. So I used a lot of black and white and sort of muted tones, and just really tried to make it look quite luxurious, to be honest. I did use a lot of the Dream Home Decorator stuff on here. And yeah, when I built it the first time before I lost my save, I don't really think it looked quite as stylish, to be honest. And yeah, I was really happy with how this one turned out. I think, I would love to live here. The only thing I found difficult about it is obviously the sort of strange the strange shape of the walls and stuff, especially when you go upstairs to one of the bedrooms, you've sort of got this angular corner where you have to figure out how to fill that space and make it look lived in, but also not sort of unusable, if that makes sense. So we'll get to that eventually, and hopefully you like what I've done with it. So here we're just filling out the living area. I loved this little sort of the sectional settee with the lamp next to it and the light and the gaming system. I wanted to put some shoes and stuff by the door and a mirror, because I just thought, I feel like every girl wants a mirror by their front door, And I was like, the Calientes would definitely have one. The kitchen, I think I mess about with quite a lot, because at first I wanted to use the wooden effect countertops. Again, these are the ones from the Dream Home Decorator pack. I definitely think that was one of the best packs for build and buy items. I think I've used it in every build since I've had it. So I'm messing about with this light wood effect at the moment. But it just, because at first I didn't intend to sort of have the sort of black and white tones throughout the house. And then I sort of looked at it and I was just like, oh, I don't think this looks right. And then as soon as I swapped the swatch, I was like, yep, okay, we're doing black and white throughout the house, because it just looked so much better to me. I don't know if you feel the same, but it just, I don't know, it just looked cohesive, if you like, through the whole unit. So yeah, I'll be changing that shortly, I think. And I really like this kitchen, actually. I think when I built it for the first time, it was a bit narrower and it just didn't quite work. But I would definitely love to have this kitchen myself. I always love having like a little island with a sink on it like that. But I generally don't block it off with a wall, but I just thought it sort of separated the kitchen area from the dining bit. And yeah, you can see here that I'm changing the counters. I think it looks so much better. You know, let me know if you do too. I mean, I do tend to sort of, with the kitchens especially, go for like one colour theme. And I don't know, maybe because the appliances were black and white, I just gravitated more towards that. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it looks, actually. As I say, I'd love to have a kitchen like that. And just making it look a bit more cutesy now with some flowers and stuff. And we're just going to be trying to figure out how we can sort of fill the dining area there. Those aprons that I just put on the wall, I think they were a free update, actually, but I absolutely love them. I use them all the time now, and I think the colour swatches are great as well. So I'm really thankful that they added that to the game. Yeah, so as I say, I'm just working out here how to fill the dining area. I think, I looked at a couple of bars, but I was like, oh, this just doesn't look right. And they're going to have a bar outside anyway. So I went with that cabinet in the end. And I don't know how you feel about this, like rugs under dining tables. Because again, in real life, I probably wouldn't choose to have a rug underneath a dining table. But I tend to do it all the time in The Sims. And I almost think it's just because it's a sort of natural break in the room. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. This bedroom was really interesting, actually, because I remembered that one of the rooms was blue and the other one was red. And I don't think I've ever used that wardrobe. I've used the bed before, but when I added it, I was just sort of like, oh, maybe I should try the matching wardrobe. And I used it and I thought, oh, this is actually really cute. I don't know why I've never added that before. So yeah, I was really happy again with how the bedrooms turned out. Like, I would love to live in a house like this. And I think this is one of the best bits about rebuilding all these classic lots. Like, I'm going through and using furniture and stuff that I'd never even looked at before. So it's really actually making me enjoy the game a lot more. So that's pretty cool. With this bathroom, I really wanted to get them like a luxury bathtub, but it just didn't really work with the spacing in the end. But I was happy with how it ended up. It just, I don't know, like at first I was like, oh, should I do a separate bath and then a separate shower? But it just didn't really have the space, and I really like the bathtub that I did use. So yeah, and with that little sort of corner section there, I was like, oh, it just fits perfectly, so I should just go with that. And yeah, I was happy with it. I really liked it. So yep, using more sort of clutter items just to make it look lived in again. And what I'm basically doing is there's a small downstairs bathroom that I'm just sort of duplicating the items and adding them down there. So yeah, now we're on to the red bedroom. So when I built it, I purposely left that space underneath the stairs so I could slot in a wardrobe there. I really love those wardrobes that came with Get Together, but I just think sometimes, unless you sort of purposely leave a space for them, it just doesn't really fit right. So I was happy that I managed to do that. And I think I changed the bed eventually because, again, I end up going for more of a sort of black and red theme in this bedroom. This is the one with that awkward corner shape. You'll see it's just behind the bathtub there, yeah. So when I first built this lot, I didn't have the additional square, if you'll see, just next to the wardrobe that's behind the bathtub there. And I actually think that adding that in this build made it look a lot more realistic, actually. And I think I just put a mirror in the corner because I was like, I don't really know what else to do to sort of cover that gap. But I was happy with that. Those flowers, I love them. I used them a couple of times in this lot, actually. I think they might be from Get Famous, but I'm not certain. And yeah, I really wanted to have a cute little dressing table just in the corner there. So yeah, I think I struggled actually with finding like pictures and stuff for this lot. Because I just I wanted something sort of chic, but then a lot of it didn't actually go with the colour scheme and stuff. So yeah, let me know what you think of that. Here I was just adding in a little stereo, and I thought there was a tiny bit of space downstairs next to the telly that I hadn't filled, and I was like, oh, that would be the perfect space for a stereo actually, because in my mind they're going to have a lot of parties and a lot of guests over, and I don't actually think in the original that upper little room there was there. I feel like it was just stairs going straight up onto the roof, but I was like, well, that you wouldn't really have that in real life. So I essentially just made that top room there like a little gaming area, and I loved this, what I did here with the 2 benches and just having like an outdoor seating area up the top there. I really liked the way that looked, but again then it sort of left a little corner here that I had to try and fill, so I was like, oh, get some nice flowers and stuff and just sort of make it look cutesy, and I think it would be really nice to sit up there, you know. And obviously we've got Don's house next door, so they can be neighbours, you know, wave at each other from the balconies. And yeah, so I'm just doing some finishing touches here, just adding some flower boxes and using these sort of trellis effects again. If you've watched my video of the Don Lothario speed build, you'll know I absolutely love them, and I just thought it was quite cool how I think Don's had the horizontal effect of those, and then the Calientes have the vertical, and I was like, oh, that's quite cool. So here I'm almost like replicating Don's back garden a little bit. I actually think I did a better job with this one. Maybe it's because it's the one I did second. But I don't know, like it just little things like this one has a back door that goes out to the garden, and I just feel like maybe I made the pool a little bit bigger or something, but it just sort of, I don't know, it just looked a bit neater to me. So yeah, I've got 2 floaties in the pool, and I just really wanted to sort of make it a nice outdoor area for them. So we have like, yeah, table and chairs, barbecue. I do put another little like corner seat out here. Yeah, there it is there. Just because I thought if I lived in a house like this with like a nice pool, I would, as well as like having the lounges outside, I would want like a cozy seating area. So I really liked that. And then again, I'm just sort of replicating what I did next door with this by adding the hedges all the way round. I did debate putting in another palm tree on that side, but then I thought, well, it doesn't really look right to me, because in my mind, they, as I say, they would have been sort of shipped in to add there, and I was like, oh, you probably wouldn't have like one that's just random, you know, like it would all be quite uniform. So yeah, I was really happy with that. I brought the hedge all the way down to the pavement here, but I don't know, I think it turned out all right. So if you like this, you can download it from the gallery. All information will be in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and I would love it if you could subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Bye!